Hey, how y'all doing? Well, I'm back at it again, Cup Chronicles. Uh, Earlier today it was 95 degrees, so it's cooled down. It's 93 now, so I decided to come back outside. So let's call this one. Uh, I was a young entrepreneur. So in the neighborhood I grew up, before they built a lot more houses when we first moved there, between our house and the next house down the block, it was a wooded area, maybe about maybe a good 50 to 75 yards long. And there were some trees there. We had some pear trees, um, some cherry trees, not the big cherries, the little teeny tiny cherries, right? So me and a friend of mine on the back from the back street, we decided to pick cherries, and we said, "Hey, we get enough of these, we're gonna make some wine, right?" Now we didn't know nothing about making no wine. I mean, I see my father do it with a watermelon rind, but I didn't know the complete process. So, and back then we didn't have YouTube and all that stuff. So we just had to try to figure it out. Now we knew some basics. We knew you needed the fruit. We knew you needed some bread, which is yeast, and the water and some sugar and stuff. So man, we picked a big old bag of all these cherries. We just pick 'em, right? And we picked all these cherries and we put it in a great big old pickle jar, about that big and stuff. And we put all this stuff in here. We tightened it all up, stirred it first, tightened it all up, and we put it in the sun so that way it will cook, right? So man, we sat down and we're talking to each other, and we're talking about, man, everything we're gonna do. If this tastes pretty good, we're gonna run Boone's Farm out of business. We're gonna sell to our block first, and then we're gonna expand out. We're gonna go to the next block over, which was a place called Indian Reservation. Then we can go to Jersey Road. We're gonna go all over, man. We're gonna take orders. We had the plan down to a T. We were gonna make plenty of money, right? So we started out. We let it sit overnight, and that next morning, I got up real early, right? I got up early because I was excited and stuff, right? And I go out there and I look at it, and it looked good. It looked real good. I mean, it looked like it's separating and everything like this, right? So I shook it up a little bit more, right? Because it didn't look like it wasn't quite like we wanted it and stuff. So by the afternoon, my friend came over and stuff. He came over. He was happy, man. He's like, "Yeah, man, it looks good, looks good. Maybe we should try it." And I'm like, "I don't know, maybe shouldn't we let it cool off first or something, man?" But like I said, we didn't know what we was doing, right? So I decided, said, okay, let me go in here and get a couple cups. So I went in the house. I snuck back in the house because back then, once you go out the house, your mama said, "Boy, don't come back in this house till in the evening. Don't be running back and forth." So I snuck in the house, got the cups, came back outside, right? So when I came outside, my buddy had the jar in his arms, right? And he was unscrewing the top, right? Now remember, I had just shook this up a little bit earlier, and when he got that top halfway off, that top it just blew out of his hand because the yeast and everything just caused an explosion, and he had boo right. Now we both had these really really nice tight afros. My afro was probably about maybe about 6 to 8 inches, right, tight, boom, like Don Cornelius, and his afro was even a little bit bigger than mine. But what was so funny, when he opened that top and all that stuff came out, man, now it got all in his hair. I was standing over there. I would say it got all in his hair and everything. And he had pits of little seeds in the pits and everything, and all this juice all over him and everything, man. I'm cracking up. But I got to give him credit. He did not drop that jar. He saved the product. So I got to give him credit for that, right? So I ran over, I grabbed the jar and took it from him, right, man, and I'm trying to wipe stuff out of his hair. And his hair now turned pink. And I know what you're wondering. How in the world did his hair turn pink? Well, my friend from the back street, he was an albino. I'm not going to name him. Some of y'all already know who he is. So, but he was an albino, so he had this beautiful afro, but it was pink and black with all this stuff and pits and everything and stuff in it, right? So we decided, like, okay, that's messed up, but let's go ahead and try the wine, right? So, man, we poured this in a cup, right? And we drank that, man, and it was hot outside. We drank that mess, man, set in my backyard, right? And when we drank it, it was around about 12 o'clock, maybe 1 o'clock. And man, we talking and talking. And next thing I know, man, we just fell asleep. And when we woke up, it was like 5 or 6 o'clock. And we like, hey man, what in the world's going on? We didn't know what had happened to us and stuff. Of course, our stomachs was hurting, and everything else was. It was a good day, but it was a messed up day. All of our plans, man. When he opened that top, we realized we didn't know what we was doing. We had to get some more experience. See, we had YouTube back then. Couldn't even find that in a encyclopedia. We had to guess and figure it out and stuff. But it was an experience. It was a good experience. But we were entrepreneurs. We was gonna shut down Boone's Farm and all them other kind of rosé wines and all those people. Man, we was gonna corner the market. I guess that's a little bit like bootlegging or something, right? But I don't know. We never really got the project off the ground and stuff. But I'm thinking about maybe doing it again because I got a little bit more knowledge on this thing now and stuff. So, hey, y'all hit me up. Y'all let me know. And look, don't tell my friend because I know some of y'all know who it is. Don't tell him I said this, but so I never use his name, so I can say it's anybody. But just remember, no wine should be served before it's time. Please. Dang.